guys, it's Unfrosted here, and today I'm doing a DayZ survival guide. This is a guide to surviving in DayZ, and I'm going to be talking about the best settings you should use, basic controls for episode 1 at least, food spawns, clothing spawns, weapon spawns, where to go when you spawn, how to know which town or city or just the general location you are when you spawn. And so we're going to look at the map now, and you can see from the factories in front of you and the dock on the left, you can tell that you're next to Solnichny. Now, a really good website to use is DayZDB.com. This is a great map. It's very interactive. It also shows you where all the water pumps, supermarkets, weapons, supplies, equipment, clothes, vehicles, when later in the game implemented, will be on the map. But here we are in Solnichny. We're quite far away from Electro. It's quite a way west, so I would, unless you want to go to Solnichny and then go all the way around to past Kamyshovo, I would recommend going east to Berezino, because you're going to be able to find some guns, you're going to be able to find lots of clothes and water there. So we're going to head over there, but before we do that, I'm going to recommend the best settings that you should use while playing DayZ for the best FPS, but also a combination of FPS and look, because you don't want to have terrible FPS, you don't want to be playing at 20 FPS, but you also don't want to, have shitty graphics, because then you won't be able to see things very far away. So we're going to go up here, go configure, and first off, you want to, this doesn't change anything right now. Inverting mouse means if you push the mouse up, the screen's going to go down. I recommend having a low field of view, because if you have a wide field of view here, you can see a lot more around you. But if you have it all the way in, you can't see much. So I recommend having it about a quarter of the way, because when you're aiming down sight on guns, if it's all the way out, the iron sights is a tiny little dot in the middle of the screen. But if you have it a quarter of the way, it takes up, nearly a third of the screen, and that's really what you want, because, doing it with full here, you're not going to be very accurate. Your target and the distance, say your target is that tree there, that's tiny, but say we do it down to here, it's a lot bigger, and you're going to be able to hit that target more often. I suggest at the very start you throw away your flashlight and battery. You're not going to need that. You can change your character and how they look in the character on the main menu. Effects, none of this changes, so you don't need to change any of this, just effects. This is just the main volume, so it's going to be really loud, and that's going to be there. I don't think VOAP does anything yet, but when it does, that's going to be how loud you can hear other players. So first we're going to go to video. If you have a 1080, 1080p or 1080i screen, you're going to want to do that all the way up, or if you just want to play on 720, you're going to get better frames, but it's not going to look very good. Now click custom, otherwise it's going to set everything to these settings. Now you want to enable VSync, especially if you have a laptop or a monitor that is 60 Hz or less. Now my monitor is 60 Hz, so I set VSync enabled, and that means even if I am going to get 60 FPS, which you're not going to get in DayZ, I'm not going to be able to see over 60 FPS anyway, because my monitor only refreshes 60 times a second, which is 60 Hz. So enabling VSync is enabling the frames on your game to the Hertz on your monitor. So it's not gonna waste, pushing your CPU and your GPU power any more than it needs to. So first we're going to go to user interface. This is just what you want to do if you want to have it not on full screen. So you can just go aspect ratio, size, and also the size of the user interface, like the HUD. Textures. If you have a 2 gig video card, you're going to want to go to video memory 2 gig, which is 2048 megabytes. Texture detail. If I have a GTX 770 overclocked, I don't know why these are at high actually. I'm going to keep these. And see, if you change a setting like that, it's going to change. So I just went from getting about 40 FPS to getting about 50 FPS. So that can make a big difference, but obviously the quality is not going to be as good. This is important. Brightness. If you have the brightness down, it's going to take out all the white from your picture. So you're going to want to keep that up. I recommend having that at full, but your gamma, if you keep that up, it's going to really desaturate your image, but if you go down, it's going to be a bit dark. So I recommend having that about a quarter of the way, and then your brightness full. So for quality, you don't need shadows at high at all. You want shadows at low, because all shadows do, if you have them at very high, you're going to see the little leaves of the trees in the shadows, and that's just pointless. By the way, it only goes to that menu if you make settings higher. I recommend having everything at normal. Disable clouds. You don't need clouds. All they do is, give you lower FPS, and just disabling clouds gave me another 5 FPS. And those are just moving things in the sky that you really don't need there. Also, with helicopters later in the game, you're not going to want clouds. So bloom, all that does is make the sun shine more in your eyes, which is stupid. You want rotation blur completely off. Also, if you join a game and your screen's blurry, click video, go to rendering, and go to rotation blur if it's all the way up, or, a little bit. That's going to mean when you rotate, it's going to blur, and if you join the game, sometimes it can glitch, and it's going to stay there. Now, you don't need any of these, just keep them on low or disabled. Most of them are buggy anyway. And close. Now, for audio, just put input volume, that's your microphone. So if you want people to hear you, put that all the way up. If you want them to not hear you at all, so you don't want to have to speak to anyone, put that down, but you probably want to speak to people. I don't know what that is, sound sources, I guess it depends on your microphone. You can't turn acceleration on and off, but you're going to want to turn smoothing and aiming dead zone all the way down. And then you're going to turn head bob off. See, if you have head bob, you see the screen shake a little bit. And this is really annoying in gunfights. So if you don't like that, turn it off. Or you can change your language there. So now we're just going to head up the coast to Berezino. Also, the default button for third person to first person is enter. And if you want to talk in local chat, press /, type that. The default for talking to people with your microphone is hold down caps lock. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We're going to head up to Berezino, and now also you spawn in as hungry, so you're going to want to find a supermarket or a town close to you, and so yeah, let's head up there now. Also, another tip for running, what you're probably going to do at the start is you're going to be stopped here, and you're just going to tap W to start running. And that's not what you want to do. You want to stay here, put your hands up, fists up, and then double tap W. You're going to run a lot faster, and then you can also run with your head down or your head up, as you can see. Also, if you want to look around without your character actually moving, double tap the Alt key and look around. Your character's head will move, but his body will not. If you don't have that, when you look around, you're actually going to turn the way that you're looking. Alright, so I've headed up to a construction site in North Berezino. And this is a great place to find things like backpacks, so you can store food and weapons in. Yeah, there we go. It's also a great place to find things like fire axes. Splitting axes and firefighter axes are one-hit kills to zombies. And from here we can see the town of North Berezino, and also down the apartments, and also down there, which is where we're going to be heading next for some food and clothing supplies. Oh god, zombies here. Time to put this fire axe to use. You done? Oh god. There we go. Alright, so now we are at North Berezino. As you see down there, there's a town. This is a great place for finding a supermarket here, and there's also a water pump, which you can gather all your water needs from. I'm going to keep the fire axe out here in case unexpected players show up, or any zombies. Now, as you can see here, we've already found an orange and some bandages. Just take one bandage if it's 100%. This place hasn't been looted. We're not going to need to take that soda, because, oh god, because there is a water pump right here, which we can fill up on. How did I not kill that? Did they make it so fire axes aren't one-hit kills anymore? I hope not. But normally fire axes are one-hit kill. We're going to want to pick up... Oh, no, it's a burlap sack. If you find tactical shirts or anything, make sure to pick those up. Don't bother picking up sticks or burlap sacks. Ah, Backpack. Now, you probably always don't want to have a violet Talloon backpack. It's going to make you stand out against the trees and everything pretty bad, but now that we have more room, I'm going to take the whole first aid kit in case we start bleeding, and then we're going to need to get a blood transfusion, which you can't do by yourself, but other players can do it for you. Also, anyone else will be pretty okay with bandaging you up or giving you a blood transfusion if you ask them nicely. Also, if you're a new spawn and you literally don't have anything whatsoever, don't be afraid of going up to players and asking for help. Just make sure, say, hide around a corner and say, hey, I'm friendly, I'm new spawn. But anyway, this here is a water pump. It's indicated on the map right now, and you just want to drink this water until it says hydrated up here. And then drink a bit more after that until it says your stomach feels stuffed. Now, stuffed isn't a good thing, but you're not going to die from it. So we also want to eat this orange here. Fruits like apples, bananas, and oranges, kiwi fruits. They usually go from 100 to 0, so you're going to want to find some cereal or some cans of baked beans and other sorts. Now, there's also a hospital here. Hospitals contain loot items like first aid kits, defibrillators, also stuff like antibiotics, charcoal tabs, and others. For when you've been hit by a zombie or you've been shot, you need to take painkillers, antibiotics, all that sort of good stuff. So we're going to go up here. That's kind of weird. There's a zombie standing right in front of this hospital before. So I must have wandered off. You can check these downstairs rooms. Normally they don't have much stuff on them. Or anything at all, as it looks like it. Alright. The main part you want to go to is on the very right. And then you want to check under the stairs here. Sometimes that apple won't be rotten. But we want to head up the stairs to the second floor, or maybe it's the first floor. And very nice. There's an injection vial and a syringe. Now, injection vials, let's see. Yeah, so this is antibiotics. You can inject yourself with it, I think. You might need someone else to do it for you. But if you're bitten by a zombie and you're bleeding, your screen's not going to be as saturated. Saturated? Yeah. Your screen's not going to be as contrasty as normal. There's never anything on the roof. But yeah, so if you get bitten by a zombie or hit by a zombie, yes, then you need to take some antibiotics if your screen's a bit grey. Let's head back down here. And the next place we're going to head to... Wait, what? Oh. This is the first floor again. The next place we're going to want to head to on the map right now is Eastern Berezino. Don't bother checking all these houses here. It's just a... you might find like a jacket or an orange, but it's going to take you at least half an hour. Being hydrated is going to make you, it's not going to... You're not going to be thirsty for at least an hour in real life time. So we're going to head down here to these apartments and the supermarkets, more down here. And try to find some more food, because I'm still hungry. Alright, so coming down the street here, there's some apartments on our left. You don't want to bother checking those. It's going to take you ages, and you probably won't find much in there. But you want to come to this store here. There's some shotgun rounds. This is another supermarket down here. It's a spray can. Never spray can any of your weapons until they fix it in the patch. Because all it's going to do... all you can spray paint right now is your Mosin. And if you spray paint your Mosin, you're going to go from being able to load 5 rounds of ammo into it to only being able to load 1 round. Looks like there's not much here. Hopefully there's no other people around. They might have already come through here. Alright. But we're still hungry, so we need to find some more food. Gates can be pretty annoying. You need to look down by the bottom of them, bottom left. And you should be able to get into them. So next place you're going to want to go is these 2 greenhouses over here. There's also a school behind it, which is a popular high weapon spawn, like pistols and oftentimes Mosin sniper rifles. But these 2 houses here are pretty popular for getting clothes and food. Honestly, again, don't bother checking all these houses. Houses only contain things like t-shirts, apples and stuff. Unless you're like super starving and you're about to die of starvation, maybe run into a house, you might be able to find something, but it'd be pretty, I wouldn't fancy your chances. Like, if you're gonna die of starvation, oh, like I am right now, red, hungry, about to die of starvation. So we do really need to get to these houses over here and have something to eat, because we are about to die of starvation. And once you go red, you probably don't have even 10 minutes to find food. Your screen's going to start going grey, and eventually you're just going to fall over and die. Also, every, I don't know, half a minute or so, fuck, this house is already open. Every half a minute or so, you're going to, like, bend over and be like, ugh. This is the only room in these houses. What's this? Oh, sweet. Canned tuna. Now, canned tuna is the perfect food in this game because you can open it without a can opener, and it restores a lot of your hunger. Now, the zombie hopefully shouldn't hit us, so we can just eat this here. And this should restore us to not hungry, hopefully. Just eat all of it if you're red hungry. Yeah, it might take a while for the red to go away from your hunger bar. I don't know where that zombie went. Sounds like they're attacking something. Maybe someone around here. Are we still extremely hungry? Are you kidding me? I ate a whole canned tuna. Alright. So, your hunger should go down after that. There we go. So we're still hungry even after a canned tuna. I guess if you're starving, a canned tuna just ain't gonna do it. Let's kill this zombie right here. There we go. You can't loot zombies even though it comes up with a loot icon. You might be able to find some stuff in later patches, but for now, you don't get anything from them. So let's check the second house here, which looks like it hasn't been looted. Press F just to open the doors. Pretty much do that with most things in this game. Okay, here we go, some soda. Also, soda is a good thing that takes away your hunger. What are those? Some low hiking boots, I think. So soda makes you not hungry anymore, but only for a few minutes. Those are some red jogging shoes. So those are pretty snazzy. They're pristine as well, so we're going to grab them. Maybe we better run faster. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so if you hit like wood or metal with this axe, you're gonna find that it makes a loud clanging sound, and sometimes it can sound like shots from a gun. And if you're in the middle of a city, they can be quite loud sometimes, and you're gonna find that people are gonna think you're shooting. So you wanna be careful. This kind of building is called a school. Well, it's not really a school. I think it's more of a kind of office place, because there's no classrooms or anything in here. But it's a great place to find jackets and food. Sometimes guns as well. Like jackets, I just mean like you can find a lot of clothes in here. What are these? Beige canvas pants. You can go, no, not add, that adds it to the inventory of the pants. Swap. Alright, these are badly damaged, so we're not going to want to wear those. Oh! Don't want to show you my penis. Oh, okay. A water bottle. That's another thing we want. It's only 33%. You drink water bottles in 33%. Drink canteens. Oh god. And 20% decimals. So, canteens last a lot longer. Canteens contain more water, I think. But, you just want to search all the available rooms in these buildings, because you can find useful stuff. Like, what's here? Grey jeans. Don't bother swapping your jeans out. They're all the same. Inventory space and everything. Except if you find cargo pants. We can take this t-shirt and this blue checker t-shirt, right click and tear them into rags. And then you want to combine these rags. So you have 6 rags. And you want to keep them close to the top of your inventory in case we get hit In fact, you can just drag them to your hotbar. And so if you ever start bleeding, just press 3 and you should be able to bandage yourself. So this, at the very top, is the room where you normally find weapons. But it doesn't seem like there are many here, which sucks. Alright, so that's going to conclude this episode, I think. So now you know what to do if you spawn on the east side. You want to come up to Berezino, find a fire axe, a bag, and we're going to find some more clothes and hopefully a better weapon over in that town over there next episode. So if you like the video, if this helped you out at all, leave a like and leave a comment of anything you want me to say in the next video. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. I shot him. Headshot, bitch.
You got him?
Yeah, headshot. He's dead. Oh yeah. He's
Alright, let's go inside. Let's go back inside.